So you did get a number of concessions that I'm not sure if I were on the other side I would have given you, but a number of concessions from McCarthy, an attempt to get, to 218. So he lowered the threshold of the votes required to begin the process of removing himself as Speaker. Just one person, one member of the conference can do it now. And to keep, he also agreed to keep his own PAC out of GOP primaries and also to add more Freedom Caucus members to the House Rules Committee. And I understand he also signed on to a separate approval process for earmarks and allowed floor votes on term limits for members and specific border policy legislation. What else do you require that he do or agree to before Matt Gaetz will say, OK, I'm on board?
I wouldn't be betting on my vote for Kevin McCarthy under almost any circumstance. But it's important to note that all of those bullet points you just presented.
Wait, hold on. Wait, that's personal then. You just made this very principled point. No. You can't have it both ways. You can't say, I'm a man of principle and I believe in X, Y, and Z. But if he gives me X, Y, and Z, I'm not going to vote for him. What?
Well,
how does that make sense?
Here's how it makes sense, Laura. Kevin McCarthy is the masthead of the lobby corps. And I resent the extent to which Kevin McCarthy utilizes the lobbyists and the special interests to be able to dictate how political decisions are made, how policy decisions are made, and how leadership decisions are made. Kevin McCarthy has been in the leadership for 14 years, and he has sold shares of himself to special interests, to political action committees, and so that's why I don't think he is an appropriate choice. He also has no ideology. What's that?
Why is Trump? I mean, you are very close.
Well, I mean,
to
look, I love
President.
Yes,
why is Trump for him? I mean, how many posts on Truth Social can we see from President Trump telling y'all, okay, this has been fun, but let's wrap it up here?
Well, I love President Trump. I love President Trump. I defended him a great deal in Congress, but HR wasn't always his strong suit. President Trump got us folks like Jeff Sessions and Bill Barr and Jim Mattis and Mark Esper, people who didn't always advance America First policy. So while I think Trump has the vision, I do. I think President Trump is wrong to the extent that he supports Kevin McCarthy. I'm going to support President Trump when he runs for re-election in 2024, but I'm not going to back him on this play. So look, if we are able to get these rules
changes, are you going to be okay, Congressman? Will you be okay then if there's ultimately a deal struck with moderate Democrats that give Democrats kind of co-control of the committees? You're fine with that?
No, absolutely not. That will not happen. There are two potential scenarios here. No, listen, I'm on the floor, Laura. These 212 Democrats are going to vote for Hakeem Jeffries every single time. He is a historic candidate for them. They are not going to cleave off under any circumstance. I assure you that if Democrats join up to elect a moderate Republican, I will resign from the House of Representatives. That is how certain I am. I can assure your viewers that won't happen.
Are you for Scalise? Is Steve Scalise okay for you or no? Steve Scalise, no?
Well, that depends on if he would accept these rules that we've spent a lot of time on. So we'd have to have that discussion with Steve Scalise. So far, Steve Scalise hasn't indicated that he would run. I would far prefer Jim Jordan. And if Kevin McCarthy pulls out of the race, I do expect Jim Jordan to mount a campaign. Oh, well, he isn't running yet. If Kevin McCarthy got out of this race and Jim Jordan would get into it, that's my belief, and I believe Jim Jordan would win. I think he would invigorate our movement. I think he's broadly trusted in every corner of the Republican Party and with a lot of our donors and supporters and activists. That's the type of option if Kevin McCarthy bows out. If Kevin McCarthy doesn't bow out, then he will have to live the entirety of his speakership in a straitjacket constructed by these rules that we're working on now.
So you prefer a speaker with a straitjacket than one who you believe is just a spenderama, right?
Well, I prefer a straitjacket if it's Kevin McCarthy. If it was a Jim Jordan, we certainly wouldn't need that because we trust Jim Jordan. We have zero trust in Kevin McCarthy. And there's just a large body of work to evaluate. His continuous voting for big spending bills, his support of amnesty in the past, his refusal to join us in trying to break up big tech.
Well, that's most Republicans.
This is someone whose like compass is like a wet finger in the wind.
All right, Congressman Gaetz, we're going to be watching this very closely tomorrow. We can't wait to see what happens next. Thank you very much for joining us. We appreciate it.